That ball perfect after the disastrous 4-6-7 split in the second frame. And Rick Steelsmith has to finish on that right lane, something to look for if this match tightens up down the stretch. Right now, trails by 23.
Trying to break, Randy, a 122 tournament winless streak. It's been a while, 97 since he's won. 10-pin. Not going to catch the hot Brian Himmler that way.
Well, in our sport, obviously no defense, only offense. All you can do is what Rick Steelsmith did just there, which is throw it as good as he can throw it. And unfortunately, he only gets 9 for his effort.
Rick competed in a regional the week after last year's tour ended. And tweaked his back, said, I need to rest a little while. Takes care of the 10-pin, as you mentioned. A couple of months off. He caddies in the offseason at a great country club in Wichita. Spent a lot of time with his family. Spending a lot of time knocking down pins this week. How about all the perfect games? We had 8. Including the Chief Brian Himmler. Jason Hurd got himself to the round of 8. Bowled well this week. Himmler is high.
And Brian Himmler took advantage of the misfortune of Rick Steelsmith. Rick Steelsmith leaves the ringing 10 in the 5th frame, does not double. Brian Himmler gets up, throws a strike in the 5th frame to double and take a 43-pin lead. Excuse me, 33-pin lead.
Sixth frame, bids for the turkey ball.
Now it's a 43-pin lead.
He has got it. Another strike for the Chief, who's struck in 5 or 6 frames. And he's got a huge lead. Can he hang on is a question from Chicago. Trying to defend his title and win a 3rd career championship. We'll find out next. ESPN is brought to you by Odor Eaters with unique Zorbatex technology. Destroys foot odor and absorbs. By Geico, you too could save 15% or more on car insurance. Call Geico at 1-800-947-AUTO. And by Baby Ruth, the official candy bar of the PBA. Baby Ruth, the real deal. From the lake, nice look at Shed Aquarium in Chicago. Rick Steelsmith needs a big comeback here. He's down 43 pins to Brian Himmler. Semifinal number 2 to see who takes on Brian Voss for this year's PBA Chicago Open Championship. Speaking of Rick Steelsmith, with Randy, time now for the Dexter approach.
His heel on his slide foot from a rubber to a felt heel. What this has done is helped him slide consistently on synthetic approaches. This increases his slide and helps his foot and the ball to arrive at the foul line a little bit more in sync or a little bit more together, thus allowing him to go straighter on the fresh oil patterns.
And Randy, he was checking out the footing in our last commercial break. Little experimentation on the approach to see how his shoes would respond here. And he needs a huge response. There's a start. Flush in the pocket. All 10 down in the pit for Rick Steelsmith.
Well, he's going to go to a different ball on the left lane. The reason why is to try to get the same reaction he has on both lanes. But what he needs to do is he needs to carry on the left lane. The strike here, he'll cut it to 33 and put a little bit of pressure on Brian Himmler. There you go.
Never one to be overly demonstrative is Rick Steelsmith with his wife Roxanne and daughter Kayla, son Kyle watching back home. Non-exempt qualifiers here. Randy Weiss had a pretty good showing as part of the different bowler is involved with a 64-man field here. 4 got in as part of that qualifier. The commissioner's pick as well. Top amateur.
Wow, yeah.
Nice help.
Way to go.
Boy, I'll tell you what, when you really need a hit, that's the kind of hit you're looking for. Brian Himmler going at a 279 pace, just answered the double by Rick Steelsmith. That great carry, the 7-pin falling late.
Working now on a 5-bagger. Chance for a 53-pin lead with another strike for the Chief.
That's right.
Does it again. Well, we mentioned on the Miller High Life 6-pack with Randy what a huge Bengals fan he is. He's going to have to watch the Cleveland Browns on ESPN tonight, Sunday Night Football. Ray Lewis and the Ravens look to avenge an opening week loss, hosting Jeff Garcia and the Browns. Both teams look for a win to stay alive in a tight race for the AFC North crown. Browns-Ravens also available on ESPN HD. Split.
And this match is over.
4 in the 9, and it's over. It's right, and Rick knows it.
Brian Himmler will have a chance now to successfully defend his title against Brian Voss. Himmler, with striking out 9th and 10th, will actually tie Brian Voss's game of 279.
Bottom of your screen as he goes for the difficult split, but chops the 4-pin. You see the other finishers in the exempt field of 64. There's number 16, our defending player of the year in Mika Koivu-Nevi. Ryan Himmler is thinking about big honors, I believe, for the 04-05 season. A long wait for Rick Steelsmith, 123 events now and counting without a title. Will continue, but he's got to be able to build on a great week. Well, he dropped to 9-19 in his career on television. This is 20th career appearance. Really felt good about last season's start, where he bowled well outside Omaha, 7th in Kansas City, 3rd in Philly. Looks for that messenger across the deck. 10 stays up for Brian Himmler. And Randy, like, as we see Kathy and Brad have come from the greater Cincinnati area, they are two of great supporters for Brian. 10-pin takes care of that.
Thank you.
Brian Himmler has locked this match up. 3 strikes in the 10th. He will shoot. What's my score? 259. 3 in the 10th. Going to be a great championship match with Brian Voss and the defending champion, Brian Himmler.
Takes care of them all there, Randy. Brian Himmler had a great start to last season, as did Rick Steelsmith. Now Brian's trying to get himself going in the beginning of this 04-05 year. He wasn't happy. Same case with Rick at the end of last season.
I think both guys a little bit of the case of the burnouts. And, you know, keep in mind that Brian Himmler has...
Good job, Speedy.
As our lane technician removes something from the lane. As you see, our proprietors, Bill and Barb Spigner. Bill actually competed in the tournament this week on a commissioner's exemption. But what I wanted to wanted to say was that, remember that Brian Himmler did not make the top 50 on the point list this year. His exemption was because he won this event last year. The only champion from last year that didn't make the top 50.
Head-to-head, there it is. Himmler, Voss, the two Bryans. 1-1 so far. Someone will take a 2-1 series lead.
Great ball, man. Good start.
And someone will take home the title. One more for Brian Himmler. He hopes he is that bowler. Been a very busy off season for him. Married his wife, Julie. And with his stepchildren, Ashley and Cameron, moving into a new house. Brian told us last night he is now completely focused on bowling. Couldn't wait for the regional off-season schedule to end so he could get back to competing against the best bowlers in the world. And there is Julie. It's a full house now for them. Ashley's 8, Cameron's 5 years old. They are here in the building, hoping that Brian can take home a title.
Brian and I are always kidding each other because I have a 8 and a 5-year-old, and we're always talking about getting the kids together. Boy, what mayhem that'll turn out to be.
Bring it on, BB.
Bring it on, says Brian Himmler. Our exciting final is coming up. Brian against Brian, Himmler against Voss. The PBA Skills Challenge as well. It's all the way from Chicagoland.